Hi everybody, this is Monica from Huckleberry Mountain Botanical School of Herbalism. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds here while Lindy connects the prepared homestead so people can watch over there. In the meantime, I always feel like I can talk about things, but maybe not something that you're interested in. I have all my chive flowers. I have a ton more out there. I made chive butter yesterday. I've thrown chives in salads. I really love these chive blossoms. If you haven't tried them before, you need to. They are not only just so pretty, whatever you add them to, they're so pretty, but they're actually quite spicy. They taste really good. Hi, Sean, you're my regular. I can always count on you to show up. Thank you. Anyway, one of the reasons why I've actually held off on pulling my chive flowers in is because the pollinators love them. They are just buzzing all over my chive blossoms, and I felt guilty. I actually went out and was trying to cut down some of my comfrey flower as well, and the bees are just so happy in the blossoms, and I feel bad cutting things down. Hi, Kana. Cutting them down when we have all these wonderful, and a lot of these are honeybees, you know, pollinators coming in and going onto the flowers. However, I did it anyway. I want to start with just showing you one little thing, because this was a picture I posted today, and I got a lot of questions on private messages about how I made this, because I don't know if you can see the pretty purple. It's kind of hard to see. I think I need to put it against white or something, but if you look at my page, you can see this pretty purple. This was a couple of weeks worth.
Behind the paper towel, can you
see? You still can't see. It needs light or something.
1 second. Well, I mean, you can see how dark it is.
So for about 2 weeks, I gathered these viola flowers, and I did it by just keeping them in a jar in the refrigerator. And because they don't pop out all at the same time, so I would just go out every day, gather and put them in the jar, gather and put them in the jar. And then I put I put warm water in here yesterday and put it out in the sun. So I'm gonna go ahead and strain it, and I'm going to hope that it will fit into this bottom jar. Woo! It's not all gonna fit. Okay, well, let me just show you again. So when I'm straining, I'm just putting it through. You can even use an old t-shirt. Just make sure to wash it. Oh, it's going right over the top. This is real, people. Keeping it real. It's not gonna fit. And it just makes it nice and simple. And all I'm gonna do is make this probably into a syrup. Last year I made some jelly out of this. It was such a pretty jelly. It didn't have a strong flavor. We added, what, lemon to it or something?
Yeah, it was really good. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was so lovely. We actually served it to our bed and breakfast guests who were staying with us. We don't do that anymore now, though. Okay, so let's get started with these chive blossoms. First of all, I want to let you know this is part of the allium family, so it is related to garlic and other onions. Because of that, it does have a lot of really great health benefits. It's high in vitamin A, C, it has vitamin K, potassium, magnesium. It can help reduce your chances of cancer, specifically prostate and stomach cancers and esophageal cancers. All of these have been greatly studied in the allium family, and this has the same kind of constituents in it. So it's a really good thing to bring into your diet, whether you want to throw them on salads or not. Now, when I throw them on salads or put them in butters, I actually take all the little blossom pieces off, and I spread it out in the salad so people don't feel like they're eating whole things. And these are quite spicy. So if you're eating a whole one, it can be a little overwhelming, especially for people who aren't used to spice. So in this case, though, I'm going to be putting these in the jar, actually these. So when I cut them off, I did rinse them because mine had some little bugs in them. I don't always rinse my stuff when I bring it in. Sometimes I just don't mind the bugs, and if guests find one, I just say, oh, extra protein. It's what happens when you eat wild food, people. You get extra protein for free.
Each one is an individual flower, right?
Now, since I did rinse them, I don't want any moisture in my oil at all. So I put the ones that I'm putting in my oil in the dehydrator on low for a little while to make sure that they were fully dry after I put them on a paper towel. The ones I'm adding to vinegar, it won't really matter. The vinegar is acidic enough to keep it safe. So I'm gonna let Lindy do the one with oil. You can decide how many blossoms you like in there. And if you want to use these stems, you can. However, they're not very flavorful. They are not like the other stems that don't have the flower blossoms on them, the actual, chive. Those would be really good as a combination in here too. But honestly, I have enough blossoms where I'll be able to use an entire thing. I also use a white vinegar. This one is a white wine vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar, but I found with some of these flavors that the apple cider vinegar tends to overpower the flavor of what you're trying to add to it. Not always, but sometimes. And in this case, I've just found that using white vinegar actually works better, and it allows the full flavor of the onion to express itself, which I really like.
My eyes are starting to hurt.
Well, yeah, it's oniony. Yeah, we've got a lot of blossoms here. And I'm just kind of pulling the stem off. I'm just using my fingernail and just popping it off. Kind of like, what is that little rhyme? Oh, I'm not gonna say it because you probably, if you grew up in the 70s, you know the rhyme. Mama had a pot head. Anyway.
What?
It doesn't work. Don't worry about it. No, this is, you never know what you're gonna get when you go live with Monica. Anyway, I'm gonna fill this up pretty high because I love this chive flavor and I want it to get fully in that vinegar. So, and Lindy's working hard over there filling it up for the oil. These only have to sit for a couple of weeks because this is more culinary, and it honestly could sit less. You could test it and taste it just as it's sitting. Some people like to infuse it in a little bit of heat. I choose not to do that, but you're more than welcome to try. The most important thing to remember about the oil, because you don't want it to go rancid, is don't get moisture in there. Okay, you don't want any moisture in your oil. All right, I filled it up, but now I'm swishing it down. And so it's about, 2/3 of the way up. I'm gonna go ahead and pour my vinegar on.
Eyes.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's clearing out my nasal
Sinuses.
passages. Yes, exactly.
I'm filling it up almost to the very top. I forgot to bring my plastic. You want a plastic lid on this because the vinegar will react with the metal and you'll get some corrosion and stuff. You don't want that. And if you don't have plastic lids, then put a piece of parchment paper or something between the vinegar and your lid. But I highly suggest purchasing some of those plastic lids because that really is a better way to do it.
Heidi Von Lind is watching Unprepared Homestead.
Oh, hi, Heidi. Nice that you're here. Okay, I think we've got enough in here. And you guys, it doesn't have to be this full. I've seen some that are like way down here. I just really like to pull that flavor out completely in the oil and the vinegar. And what's fun is that once you have this, it's spicy. It is, it's spicy. Wow. Once you have this done, then you can use this awesome combination to create your own salad dressing. You've made the vinegar, you've made the oil, and so in a couple weeks when this is fully infused, I will walk you through doing that because making your own dressing is not only easy, it's delicious, and it's nutritious. I rhymed. That's what I do.
Hi, Mandy.
Marlo. Over there. Oh, hi, Mandy. I'm like, what? Who? Where? Okay, now with the oil, we don't have to use a plastic lid. You can use the metal lid. I'll probably use plastic anyway. And like I said, it's important to make sure there's not moisture in this. Sometimes if I'm questioning whether there's too much moisture in my oil, I will take it off sooner than 2 weeks and then try to use it quickly. And you can even put it in the refrigerator if you want to. But I really, like I said, I want this to infuse in there. One thing you'll want to check to make sure is that both of your jars, the plant material is fully submerged in the vinegar or in the oil, whichever you have. And so just kind of periodically check on that. What I'm going to do with this vinegar, because I can see these chives are trying to float, is I'm going to fill it up all the way to the brim and then put that lid on. And that will ensure that it doesn't go above the vinegar. And if this one's having issues, normally I would have chopstick and just kind of shove this down, make sure there's no air pockets. And again, fill it up fairly full and then put the lid on so you can make sure like those little puppies aren't getting above that line. All right, so that's super, super simple. And like I said to me, okay, can you guys, I wish that you guys could see this pretty purple.
There's gotta be a way to do it. One second,
How?
1 second.
I think it needs light behind it. It needs something. This is
We're
so
gonna do
pretty.
this.
Oh,
Oh, look at that. There we go.
It's such a pretty
Wait, let me back
purple.
it up a little bit.
and I
There.
used, you guys, I didn't go out and use like fancy violas or anything. I used Johnny Jump Ups from my garden. So those are the viola tricolors, and some of them are quite dark. Some of them are lighter. I just mixed them all together and made this pretty infusion in 24 hours. So, so, so simple. And I highly suggest doing that because if you can make it into a syrup, you can use it for a soothing demulcent, or you can use it to put on ice cream or pancakes, impress your friends.
Yep.
You can add it to drinks, to sparkling, or to alcoholic again. Yep, you can do all those things. So if you have any questions or comments, I love to hear from people. I wish more people commented while I was sitting here doing my diatribe, because I would love to talk to you. But anyway, I'm going to be here again tomorrow evening. I don't know what I'm going to make yet because I haven't looked in my herb garden and seen. You're sort of like living the life with Monica. So until tomorrow, health and joy.